Join us! Join us!
Hello, ladies and gentlecars, and welcome to episode 139.
139, 139, we're almost there to the 140.
That's next Sunday afternoon.
Be there.
But anyways, episode 139, and the five-man gang here, myself, Scott, Ricky, James, and Tristan.
Bang.
We are all here.
That's something else.
We are all here, and we've approached
It's
the
a
final
platform altogether.
And we have approached the final week of WrestleMania month in March, as we are talking for the 15th anniversary of WrestleMania 24.
God damn.
It does not feel like it's been 15 years.
No.
Nope.
And it will be 25 years since Mania 14.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Where's the time gone?
Some of us are getting old. Some of us are old. Some of me are some old. of us Some of us are old, some of us are getting old, and then the rest of you, well, you'll get there eventually.
I'm going to be 20 next week.
Or as I'll quote Bolt from Blood Red Throne when he's looking at the band members, pointing out everybody going, he's old, he's older, I feel young, he's the same age as me, he's too young. In this case...
Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. You're cool.
So in this case...
I'm out.
So in this case, Walter's old, Scott's older, I feel young, James just a few years older than me, Ricky a couple years younger than me, Boss too young. So there
too
you
young,
go.
and I have a lot of information.
But we digress a lot.
But we
real quick, apology for how I'm sounding. Still dealing with some head congestion after the fucking pollen.
Oh yeah, it's starting to kick in already.
Lovely.
Hey,
Yeah.
when do we want it? Hey.
Shut up, Ricky. This is not the time for head jokes.
That's tremendous.
What does everyone want?
Speaking of Zev, anyway, it's WrestleMania 24. WrestleMania.
I feel like I should have a fucking, like a handprint in my forehead that says facepalm here, and I could just go...
Easy the
And that
Villano
could be your
3.
first tattoo.
You're gonna have like fucking Villano 3 all bladed up and la chingada like that.
You're gonna be Devon.
Or Abdullah.
Yep. Or
Or,
Dusty.
yeah, oh,
Stick poker chips. Poker chips, yes.
Yeah.
What is the topic again today?
I
don't
don't know.
fucking
I have no idea.
WrestleMania 9 again. Let's go.
There
was the wrestling.
Whoa,
Yes.
WrestleMania.
No
Lucha
more.
no puedo sobrevivir. Así mero.
I see Mayo too.
Anyways, WrestleMania 24.
WrestleMania 9 from the parking lot in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes.
At the Trump Plaza.
Yeah.
At the ECW arena.
In your
Anyways,
mom's vagina. ECW Arena WrestleMania.
Brought to you by Xanax.
That's next year.
Honestly, could have just named it WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania ECW at the Philadelphia Arena and just...
WrestleMania goes extreme.
Oh god, I bet that's gonna be one of the fucking marketing techniques for next year.
Yep. They're gonna have
EDP.
Anyways, so yeah.
Okay, we don't talk about him. But no, what I was gonna say, they're gonna have the NXT special at the ECW Arena.
Ooh,
Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so WrestleMania 24 in 2008 from the Florida Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Attendance 74,635, sellout with 63,100 paid, which attendance lower than 23, but was the highest of 2008, to no surprise. Live gate of $5,854,590, which was higher than 23 and highest of 2008. With the pay-per-view buys, $1,041,000, which was lower than 23 and the highest of 2008. So, again, business-wise, amazing all across the board because it's WrestleMania. Why wouldn't it do great?
WrestleMania at this time was going to be number one across the board, and everything else just was there.
It was
you
by,
can
it was up.
you can kind of say that the WrestleMania was kind of like the last WrestleMania of the Ruthless Aggression era. You can kind of say that.
Yeah,
it was.
2009 is when the PG era was really kicking into high
We're
gear.
starting to kick off, yeah.
And this would be one of the last Manias, except for 28, to be featured in Florida. Well, no, technically 36, because
And
that was
37.
And 37.
And 37. Yeah,
Right.
in terms of
And 33.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
33.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, 33.
33
Yeah,
was in this stadium.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's true. I completely forgot about that, but that was the dark ages. That was the Thunderdome era. We don't talk about that.
The imaginary
One
era.
day.
The imaginary era.
Mm-hmm. That's where you had to use your imagination.
But anyway, so we got 8 matches on this card. Let's get started with match number 1, the Belfast Brawl. Finlay with Hornswoggle versus John Bradshaw Layfield. The culmination of one of the dumbest angles of all time, the Vince McMahon.
Which means it's the
illegitimate son
greatest angle of all time.
The
No.
greatest thing.
No, it's not. No. Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
No, I'm going Daniel Bryan here. No.
Yes.
Well, Ricky just suddenly was there, and now he suddenly just disappeared.
Wow, Ricky just pulled a disappearing act. How did you do
Yeah,
that?
he just disappeared. Like on my screen, he was just sitting still, and then
He
suddenly
was there and it was gone. God, is Ricky a ghost?
I think he is a ghost.
I'm a guest.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back. Oh my
Hey,
God. Dude,
Ricky, you pulled
you
off
just-
some
you
magic
just
shit.
disappeared. You
What?
just disappeared. Your
You're the second coming
screen,
to Chris. You're
your
the
screen
second coming to
glitched. You were
Chris
there
Angle.
and then you were gone.
Yeah,
Go back and watch
no
Magic Mike.
movement.
You were
It was
there,
just,
Ricky?
you're just here.
Ricky, I do gotta. Are you Jesus?
Yeah.
Maybe some brujeria. I did some brujeria around there.
Okay.
Kind of.
Jesus.
But anyway, so yeah, the
I would
Belfast
have done a joke, but it would have been such bad taste. I'm not going to do it.
and Ricky's frozen like
Your
this.
camera's frozen.
The camera's frozen now.
Ricky's
He's just
back
gonna
to being the
disappear
lion.
again.
On a happy face.
Ricky, if you're Jesus, do this. I want to hear it whistle.
Anyways, so the Belfast Brawl, the
That was a
culmination.
better joke than I had in mind, by the way.
So the
I
Belfast.
see you. Okay.
Belfast Brawl, the culmination to the stupid-ass Vince illegitimate son angle, which I've talked about before, could have helped out another wrestler, but instead they decided to use the Hornswoggle card in this situation.
Anderson.
But we digress on that.
Mister, I'm a tough guy. I'm a bad motherfucker. You don't want to
yeah.
fuck with me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or to quote John Cena,
a rock
Mr. Hamilton.
But anyway, so in the lead up to this match, like in the weeks prior to Mania, they were trying to get out of that whole Hornswoggle's Vince's son by saying he's Finlay's son. It's like, no. Hornswoggle McMahon. Own up to it,
Yeah.
you cowards. Own up to your own fuck-ups, Vince.
You bitches.
Yeah,
Pussies.
Classic example of booking yourself into a corner and not knowing where to go afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
It'll
we
be
get
funny,
the match.
pal. Ha ha ha.
But we get the match, and actually, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the most underrated opener in WrestleMania history, because holy shit,
yeah.
this was a really good match.
It was a fun match.
They fucking brawl.
JBL threw a trash can at Hornswoggle.
At
The
Hornswoggle.
greatest
Makes
thing
this-
ever. The greatest
That
thing ever.
automatically
'Cause
makes this match the best match on the card.
Exactly.
just that image of JBL, just fuck you, leprechaun.
Dude,
He fucking
I
hates
think we
Lucas.
all have some respect for JBL for that moment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something a lot of us wish we could have done to him for
I'm
all
just
the
imagining.
shit
I'm just
moments
imagining
we've
in the
had.
back, JPL talking to Hornswoggle, going, "Hey, I'm gonna throw you a can and make it sell." Okay.
Oh, you did not tell him he was doing that. No,
No.
fucking way.
No.
I think when
Give
that
him
moment
free
happened, Vince and Gorilla were probably dying
Hey,
laughing.
Al, do me a favor. Throw a trash
Oh
can at the
my
midget.
god! It'll be funny.
And another thing about this match that kind of makes me wince is that damn trash can or that trash lid shot to Finley when he was about to dive outside
The
JBL.
suicide dive.
Mhm.
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus!
These
dude.
two know how to lay it in.
Yes,
So-
they do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
look
they
at
do.
look at Finley's days in WCW, like his match
Mhm.
against Regal done Center '96. Like you want to talk about Finley knows how to hit fast. Look no further than that match.
Mm-hmm.
In a real fight, who you got, JBL or Finley?
Finley,
Hmm.
because hey, at least Finley didn't lose to he didn't
Joey
get punched
Styles.
out by Joey Styles.
Yeah, Finley by default.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go Finley beating Bradshaw in a real fight.
Also, Finley didn't get knocked out by Bart Gunn in the Brawl for All.
There's
so-
that.
That
too,
too, that too.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And plus, Finley isn't a dick.
No, he's not. Worked with the guy. Very, very nice. Hilarious in the ring. Our good brother Walter was the referee in that tag match I booked, and my God, Finley was just ribbing the fuck out of him during that match. You go to Walter, you okay? You okay, Walt? You okay? Ricky is frozen again.
What
he
the tap,
looks
eh?
he looks
What the tap?
terrified. He looks terrified. Like
He looks like he's seen
what are you
God.
Ricky,
talking
go
about?
to no cam.
But anyways, to the end of the match,
Yeah, so in the end, John Bradshaw Layfield defeated Finley in 8 minutes 43 seconds.
I
Moving
feel like
on.
the match could have went on a little bit longer. No way would have complained.
Yeah,
It
if he
didn't
coulda
need
gone
to, though.
I mean, it didn't need to, but it could have given it a couple more minutes, and they could have
Maggle, 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 maggle.
But moving on to Ricky dropped out. The Lagger is back, anyways. So match number 2, Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Shelton Benjamin, MVP, Mr. Kennedy, CM Punk, Carlito, Chris Jericho, and John Morrison. Now, originally, Jeff Hardy was supposed to be in this match, but wellness policy violation.
Jeff was supposed to win this match.
But Jeff Hardy'd.
Yeah. Unfortunately, is such the case with his whole career.
Hardy.
Such is life.
Mhm.
Yes.
But anyways,
But the Money in the Bank ladder match now, to me, this was where, in my opinion at least, the Money in the Bank matches started to dip in quality for me. Still very good, but compared to 21, 22, and especially 23, it just couldn't hold up to those other matches. Still very good, but it was, like I said, it was this Money in the Bank where the quality of it started dipping a little bit. But the big 3 spots of this match. First, Morrison doing a moonsault off the top rope while holding a ladder to the floor. The fucking sunset flip powerbomb superplex spot. Like, holy shit. And then the biggest spot of all, kudos to Shelton Benjamin going off the top of the ladder through a ladder. Like, Jesus Christ.
He
dude.
sentoned onto a ladder.
Yeah. Like,
And
I
you
mean-
can tell, you look at the faces on, what was it, Carlito and Shelton,
Carlito and I think Kennedy.
Like, I think Carlito looked like, oh, we may have actually killed Shelton.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
that.
oh shit, is he okay?
he was an MVP of these early Money in the Bank
He was,
matches.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the highlight reel. Like,
Mm-hmm.
He was.
he did
he was
that
doing-
diving, he run up the ladder clothesline to Jericho at 21. He did the dive on everyone at 21.
It was the
he
original
did this-
what Kofi Kingston became to the Royal Rumble in recent years. That's what Shelton Benjamin was to the Money in the Bank match.
And then
Yeah.
Shelton almost dying a year later by
Mhm.
diving on almost no one.
He wasn't the only one on that night.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Drink to Sheldon Benjamin.
Yeah. There you go. Cheers.
A toast to Shelton.
Toast to Sheldon for all the crazy
The graduate
shit
of the
he's done.
OVW class of 02 that nobody talks about.
That's right.
Right.
And also
Mhm.
another spot that people tend to forget is near the end of the match where it looks like MVP is about to grab it. Here comes Matt Hardy. Freaking twist of fate off the ladder because Matt had a knee injury and MVP took him out when they were tag champions. Freaking Matt does a twist of fate, so no wonder Matt's limping around nowadays. So that looked like it hurt, and MVP's out of the match.
Mm-hmm.
That was an
all leading up to.
In the end, CM Punk defeated Shelton
Which
Benjamin,
shocked
Chris
me.
Jericho, Carlito, MVP, Mr. Kennedy, and John Morrison in 15 minutes, 12 seconds.
This decision probably shocked everybody because Punk was still ECW.
Right,
He was still on that brand.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just coming
And
off the feud with Chavo.
And then he would cash in on Edge, a couple nights later?
A couple months later.
A couple months later,
Yeah.
then he had a title run. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of title run.
That
But
ended
now-
anticlimactically.
Yeah, he kept the belt warm. So
Yeah.
Sort
But
of.
not-
Because
Yeah.
Shawn Jericho needed it.
right.
Yeah. But now moving on to match number 3, the Battle of Brand Supremacy.
Ooh, yay!
Yeah.
Umaga of Raw versus Batista of SmackDown.
Umanga.
Now, on paper, given the brute nature of these two, you would have thought this would have been something really fucking good, but at best, okay, at worst, just there.
Why was it?
It was an average match. I mean, and coming from what these two men were in the previous year, you had
Yeah.
Batista World Champion, he was facing Taker, and Umaga was basically in one of the biggest matches in that Mania when
He was
taking on
the
Lashley
biggest
in
match of
Battle
that
Royal.
Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was
It was.
the match that sold WrestleMania the year prior.
Yep.
But it's like there's a reason why this was the way it was, and we'll get to it when we get to another match later on.
Yeah. So yeah, at best, okay, at worst, just there on the card. But in the end, Batista defeated Umaga in 7 minutes, 3 seconds.
It was just
Nearly
there.
fucking killed him with the Batista bomb.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Then again, you're lifting up a 350-pound man at what Batista is normally at. Kind of a
Taker tombstoned Mark Henry, so there's no excuse.
No.
He even
Yeah,
tombstone
well,
Vader with ease.
Mm-hmm.
And Vader was way bigger.
Gotta learn to post, kid.
But now on to match number 4, and finally to the first championship match of the night, the first of 3 for the ECW championship, champion Chavo Guerrero versus challenger Kane. Now, we forgot to mention that in the pre-show, they did a battle royal to determine who would face Chavo on
I
this
think this is
night.
already longer than the match.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We talk way too long
Oh
about the match.
well. Oh well. But yeah, Kane won the battle royal, I think by last eliminating Mark Henry to get the shot.
I think it
And
was
then-
Ali who he eliminated.
No, I think it was
it's not
Mark
Yeah,
Henry.
it don't really matter
But-
though, but
But then we get the match, runs in, choke slam, 1, 2, 3.
Three.
Kane
Done.
defeated
Yay!
Chavo Guerrero in 7 seconds to become ECW champion.
The first and only time the ECW Championship was held at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
and this actually set the mark for the shortest match in WrestleMania history.
Yeah. Until Rock Eric Rowan at 32.
Rock's last match.
Yeah.
Such a classic.
Mm-hmm.
What a
so,
pittance.
So that's half of, well, actually, we're now at the halfway point of WrestleMania 24, and we kick it off with career-threatening match. Ric Flair
Could have been the main
versus
event.
Shawn Michaels.
Should have been last.
Should have been last.
Yeah.
To go back to last week, whatever the best story is heading into a Mania should be the main event, and this was it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I can't.
When this came at this point, I'm like, this isn't the main event?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
But
shocking.
yeah, we
I was
go.
like, really?
But yeah, we rewind back to the tail end of the fall of 2007, where Flair comes out cutting a promo, makes it look like he's retiring, and then he goes, "But I will never retire." Until Vince comes out and says, "Okay, you can compete as long as you want, but the next match you lose, your career is over. Which ran the angle of like every match could be Flair's last, and he went on an unbeaten streak for many months. And then he's gonna hit Shawn here at WrestleMania, and I love the story heading in, of course, because Shawn, they go back to like how Flair was Shawn's biggest hero, pretty much. So like the classic picture of Shawn as a high school kid with the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine of Flair doing the pose.
Yep.
The old Yeller promo.
Yeah, the old Yeller promo as well on the go.
But also just the subtle, little things in the promos they would do leading up to that one, where Shawn was basically like, "Oh no, I don't want to wrestle you, Rick. No, I want you to wrestle me. No, I can't, Rick. I not saying it, but doing everything in with his body language. Say, if I get in the ring with you, dude, you're done." And then Rick was like, "Oh, really?" And just that whole dichotomy was just wonderfully done. A lot like what we're seeing nowadays. They were taking their time with it, building it up until that. And did you really have to bring a fucking NWA replica belt? that was
Not
kind of
necessarily,
like,
but they did it because why not? And
it was so
also,
lame as hell. Don't
Flair,
fucking do that shit. I hate
Flair
that.
wrestled MVP at the Rumble, and then Kennedy at No Way Out, and then he faced Shawn here. And I do want to add another thing too: is the theme for this match. I think this match in particular, "Leave the Memories Alone" by Fuel. That is almost the cherry on top of this cake right here, because you will have a feeling, okay, Flair's career's like Flair knew his career was coming to an end.
We all knew that it was going to be
Yeah.
done.
He was inducted in the Hall of Fame the night prior.
Right. Well, everyone kind of knew going into that this was Flair's last match. If his introduction didn't show it, you knew that this was going to be his last match.
One of the greatest entrances of all time.
Yes,
WrestleMania with Flair.
entrance,
the big
that's what we
robe.
Yep. And the
One
match
of the most
is
emotional
basically-
matches in wrestling history.
Yeah, the match is basically a best of Ric Flair highlight reel.
And it was great.
That's everything
Classic.
Shawn wanted to do. In this match, Flair never takes the big bump off the top rope. Shawn does. Flair actually hits the top rope crossbody, gets the figure four. I mean, there's all those spots in there that just make you think like, oh, that's where he got it. Oh, that's where he's going. Oh, they do it. It just.
It's the first time he's ever hit that move off the top rope in like 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, going back and watching the Broken Skull session with Ric Flair and talking about how heading into the match, like Shawn basically told Flair, don't say a word. Just follow me. It's my night, but it's your night too. Just follow me, and we're going to go out there and steal the show. And they pretty much did.
They did.
They
Nothing
put
could
on
follow.
arguably a top 10 WrestleMania match of all time. You could make a case. Because,
Yep.
greatest hits of Flair.
Yeah.
You could also even mention a little greatest hits of Shawn a little bit, too, because you would get
Oh,
the typical
Shawn
Shawn
was
stuff. And of
Flying all
course,
over the place.
the fucking moonsault where he lands stomach first on the edge of the table. It's like,
How did he not break his sternum?
How did he not
break a rib?
Yeah.
But the finish for this match that everybody's tried to replicate this sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
right here, it was one of those.
Mhm.
You gotta hold back a tear. You gotta hold back a tear. Don't fucking cry. You're a man.
Yep. Exactly.
One of the
And
best
that's-
finishes of all time.
That was that direct correlation to the old Yeller thing, because anybody seen the movie Stripes, who cried when old Yeller got shot? Nobody cried when old Yeller got shot. I cried my eyes out. That if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. If you know, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm.
But that
This
was the leading into this part here. That's storytelling. So that.
And
was
when
the
Shawn
brilliant.
said, "I'm sorry, I love
love
you,"
you.
super
And
kick.
then slapped his leg.
And then
That's after the veteran.
and then 1, 2, 3, and immediately after 3 gets up and hugs him, kisses him on the head.
Mhm.
As Shawn Michaels defeated Ric Flair in 21 minutes 34 seconds. And then
I
the
love it.
post match with Flair.
Yep. Shawn
Yeah.
walks out. Shawn leaves. Gives Flair the ring. Everyone gets that moment in there. And don't forget. Oh, it's hard to talk about, but it's true. Rick was going through another divorce at this time, and the wife was taking him for everything he was worth. He owed a lot of money. Vince gave him the money he needed to pay up whatever he needed to pay up, And then after this match at WrestleMania, Vince handed Rick his paycheck for WrestleMania. Rick looked at the check and handed it right back to Vince, which was basically what Vince paid to help him out with his divorce. So effectively, Ric Flair wrestled his last match for free.
Pretty much, yeah.
And why wasn't this last again? Like, this was the perfect ending for WrestleMania. It would have
really
given
was.
Flair a main event.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he never
Okay.
main evented
Never had a main
WrestleMania.
event.
Okay, I'll defend the main event in terms
When
of
we get
storytelling
there.
when we get there. I do want to say though, I think this is a really damn good match. Flair looked bad though.
Flair
looking
even
back,
admitted as
he
much.
was gassed. Like,
I mean, he was almost, 60 at this time?
59.
Yeah.
This was still better than his actual last match.
Yes.
quote unquote.
well, Flair could have pissed in this match and still would have been better than whatever the hell his actual last match is.
His
but-
last match in TNA was better than his, quote, last match.
and his last match in TNA was a house show match. I don't know, like, great. Flair looked pretty bad. To me, it's still a good match. I wouldn't personally say it's top 10 for me, but it's at least top 20 because of the emotion. Shawn, and we all knew it was Flair's last goodbye, and then he'd go to TNA and wrestle again, and he'd say his goodbye there, and wrestle again, say his goodbye, and probably going to wrestle again somewhere else. But
He's going to wrestle on his 100th birthday. Watch.
If he gets
gonna
there
win
first.
his
Yeah, if he even
If
gets
he gets
there.
there first.
Sheesh.
All right. Rick, I love you, but dude, you got to chill.
Yeah.
But he said he'll never retire, so
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
takes
So
a
Tom Brady-
superplex and goes to dust.
Eventually, he's going
He's going to pull the same Ric Flair route where he says he's going to retire, but in reality, he probably signed with another team.
That son of a bitch is stealing my gimmick again. That egg-sucking dog, Ric Flair. I'm the one that'll never retire. You banana nose, fake hair, fake teeth looking piece of trash.
See, that should be Flair's last match, him and Terry Funk. Loser retires.
For real.
Loser retires and it ends in a 60-minute draw.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
There you go.
They're
60
basically
minutes.
Do it,
Just
do
like
it, do it, do it, do it, do
Do
it, do it, do it.
do it. It's a death match.
Oh, God.
You're going to see two grown men die in a ring, Scott?
No, they're careers. What's wrong with you, kid? My God. Big brains here.
Anyways.
Come on, you have big brains.
Anyways, so moving on to match number 6, we get the Playboy Bunny Mania Lumberjill match. Maria and Ashley versus Beth Phoenix and Melina with Santino Marella.
Yay.
All I'm going to say is the girls look hot, and that's
Shit.
it.
That's it.
And
Moving on.
didn't Maria wrestle with broken
Don't care. Moving on.
Yeah, as
No,
Beth
yeah.
Phoenix and Melina defeated...
By the way.
Beth Phoenix and Melina defeated Maria and Ashley in 5 minutes. Moving on. Nothing more
Yay.
to be said. Now we get into match number 7, the second of 3 championship matches of the night. Triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Champion Randy Orton versus challengers Triple H and 2008 Royal Rumble winner John Cena. So, where to begin with the build up to this match? So,
The fact that this should have been
From very
Cena
beginning.
Orton one-on-one.
So, Orton's been champion since No Mercy, when he had it in the beginning, then lost it to Triple H, and then got it back at the end of the night. Been champion pretty much ever since, going through the likes of Shawn, Jericho, Jeff Hardy. Then we get to No Way Out, where suddenly Cena decides, I'm not waiting till WrestleMania. I want you at No Way Out, Orton. And then the match happens, and Orton retains the belt by slapping the referee.
He's a smart
Bitch
heel.
slap.
Smart heel, but it's like, really? That's the finish you're doing?
He's
You made
a
Cena look
heel.
stupid. You made Cena
I
look like
don't
an idiot.
care. It's fucking weird. But anyways,
He's a heel.
it is weird.
And
We're
is it
just
just
killing
me?
Scott now.
And is it just me, or does Randy have sometimes the worst of luck when it comes to the Rumble winner and him being the championship match? WrestleMania 24, WrestleMania 22, WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 25, WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, it's weird moments with Orton.
Has he ever had a good world title match at WrestleMania? This was probably it.
Yeah, because overall, this was actually a very damn good triple threat.
Okay, but also, Triple H won the Elimination Chamber to earn the shot here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
on a Raw, I think a couple weeks leading up to this triple threat, it was Cena and Orton against the entire Raw roster that ended in no contest, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one time we could have had Cena Orton one-on-one at WrestleMania, and they didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, which is very weird looking back now.
They're
but-
saving it for next year at WrestleMania 40. Book it.
The retirement match.
Well, that's if Orton is back by then.
Oh, he'll be back the
He's
night
gonna
after
be back.
WrestleMania to challenge Cody, but we'll get to that when we talk
We'll get to that
predictions.
later.
Anyways, this triple threat was really good.
Yeah. And
Even
then
if
you get
you're a non-Cena fan, you will probably enjoy this match.
Cena's entrance alone was
Yeah.
with the marching band.
Yeah. But then, of course, the result, probably one of the most shocking results to a world title match in WrestleMania history, because you think going in, Orton's dropping the belt to somebody here.
Yeah.
But no, Randy Orton defeated John Cena and Triple H in 15 minutes, 40 seconds to retain the WWE Championship.
Stole the win from
Man.
Triple H. Why? James.
He's a heel.
There you go.
Man, it's man. I wish we could have another match like this for the next year.
This was a match that was really like all the build-up you're talking about, the people he worked with previously. This is still the time where they're making Orton. You know, it's all
Age
about
of
trying
Orton.
to make him, trying to make him the next top guy or another one of the people that they can count on to be a top guy in the future. Which, guess what? It kind of worked
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
a little bit.
It kind of became one of the highest paid wrestlers.
He had a world title or 13.
Yeah.
14, something around there.
Yeah, it makes
I had a
give or
string
take.
of Mania main events.
He just has to like look at the crowd and they go nuts. So
He just puts his arms in the air.
He has a snake. He has snack.
He called Kofi stupid one time. I mean,
good. Yeah. Stole DDP's move.
and he shit in Diva's bags. Moving on.
Yes.
And trashed a British hotel room. Anyways.
Yeah.
So now moving
And
on
they call them
to...
Marines. Anyway.
So now
Kane
moving
got his
on...
charge from the military. Randall.
Moving on to match number 8. Match number 8, the penultimate match of WrestleMania 24. And one of the matches that really sold this show, no disqualification match, Big Show versus Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, we talked earlier before we went live that originally this was supposed to have been a tag team match. Big Show and Floyd Mayweather against Batista and Rey Mysterio, but Rey got injured, so they had to alter plans up, and that's why we got Batista Umaga and Big Show Floyd one-on-one, which, honestly, it was best for this to happen like this with Floyd and Big Show one-on-one, considering, like, we go back the month prior at No Way Out, where Big Show returns out of nowhere after being gone for 14 months.
Best shape he's been in like a decade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looking
holy
amazing.
crap.
Came back
So-
as a babyface, only to turn heel on Rey Mysterio just a little bit later, and then Floyd Mayweather getting involved,
Punched
And
him
then-
for real.
punched him for
Yeah.
real, and
Broke his nose.
lead into the build-up and such. Like, Big Show taking Floyd, tossed him over the top rope down to the floor with nobody there to catch him.
Was it actually Floyd? I thought that was a just like a boxer jobber for Big Show. I did not know that was actually Floyd.
It might have.
I think no, that wasn't Floyd. That didn't look like Floyd to me. I
But
think Floyd was a little taller than the guy pictured as freaking.
probably not by much, but
But yeah, like, the fucking hype poster for this show was
this
Big Show
was the
Floyd.
poster.
Yeah, this was the poster,
Yeah.
just the size difference. But now, some people might think on paper this match should have been an absolute disaster, but no. Up to this point,
well done.
Up to this point, the best celebrity match in WrestleMania history. Up to this point,
There hasn't been.
They smoke and mirrored it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Absolutely,
You had to. You had to. Look at the people in the match.
Exactly.
There hasn't been like a boxer and wrestler meetup since Mania 15, and if you exclude that, since Mania 2 with Piper and
Mr. T.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Mr. T wasn't even a boxer.
No.
Right.
Clubber Lang was a boxer.
Right. Yeah.
Mr. T was an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he loves his mama.
That's right.
Oh God.
Mama.
Kane has to come out and tell him you're out of time.
I'm
Of
done.
all
I'm done.
people.
Oh, one more thing, mama.
But yeah,
But
really
this match,
fucking good match.
this was the Sports Center moment.
Right. This was the mega, everyone's going to be talking about this one. This is on news and all around the world. This is the one that's going to get all the exposure, which is why it was on the poster. Because Mayweather legit was money at this time. That was the Logan Paul, if you will, of that era. He was a guy that people didn't really like him, and they bought the pay-per-views because they wanted to see him get his ass kicked and lose, and he never did. And it's just that's why.
I mean, he took an
And they
ass
tried to
kicking,
train
but-
him as a babyface.
Yeah.
And that wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because outside the ring, Floyd had some
He's a
women
prick.
problems.
He's a prick.
Oh, yeah, he's a total prick. Yeah.
He's a
At least-
wrestling heel.
At least he's not Chris Brown levels of prickness.
No.
So I will give him that.
Or R. Kelly, but,
Yeah.
Oh God.
But then we get to the finish where Floyd takes the glove off, brass knucks, punches Big Show right in the fucking jaw, knocking him the fuck out.
Big Show! Big Show!
But in the end, Floyd Mayweather defeated Big Show in 11 minutes 40 seconds. Then, the next night on Raw, that fucking bruise. Jesus Christ, Paul.
This was part of the this actually, when Big Show got knocked out, it was actually part of a highlight package for Cody Rhodes and Big Show for me at 28, where it was all the Big Show's failures, you lost to Cena and lost to Undertaker and you lost to Akibono. And
Yeah, because I think up to this point he had only had one win at WrestleMania. And that was 22.
Yeah.
And this is still his best match at WrestleMania out of all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue the triple threat from Mania 17, but in terms of singles,
in terms of one-on-one, this is his best Mania match.
Definitely best man. And trust me, he probably got a real good payoff for taking that shot.
Taking that
Vince
fucking
probably
punch
got
and
him
that,
a King's ransom back
that jaw. Yeah.
Yep. Here's your bonus, kid. Oh, thanks. I'm going to buy another house now.
But now on to match number 9, the main event of WrestleMania 24, and the third and final championship match of the night. For the World Heavyweight Championship, champion Edge versus challenger The Undertaker. So, yeah, these two had been feuding on and off since the prior spring when Edge cashed in Money in the Bank on Taker after Taker got brutalized by Mark Henry after a cage match with Batista. And then Edge comes in, cashes in on Taker, and then Taker's gone for a little bit. And Edge had a short but solid run with the title up until getting injured. And then feud picks up at Survivor Series when Edge returns, costs Taker the world title in the Hell in a Cell with Batista, and then they keep going at back and forth. Taker wins Elimination Chamber to get the title shot, and here we are. And of course, they were trying to build this up as streak versus streak. However, Edge technically lost Money in the Bank the year prior, so you couldn't really get away with that without people pointing out, Edge lost at Mania 23.
But he was never pinned. He hadn't been pinned at a WrestleMania yet.
Technically, yeah. He never actually lost,
So he wasn't undefeated, he was just unbeaten.
Mm-hmm.
Which is two different things.
Yeah. But even though we say Shawn and Flair should have been the main event, still this match delivered and then some. This is one of the best main events in WrestleMania history, for sure.
It's
Edge's
one of
entrance.
Edge's defining moments. It's another one of Undertaker's best.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this, in my opinion, should have main evented is because this story has been going on for months. And this would continue for another few months until Hell in a Cell.
At SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because these guys have really good chemistry too. Like these guys were just out for blood. Like Taker getting screwed over at almost every time he almost beats Edge, and Edge being the sneaky heel, being the ultimate opportunist. Just culmination. These two always work together. Hell, even their matches afterwards were phenomenal too.
Yeah.
Great.
TLC,
And-
Hell in a Cell. Even their Backlash match was great.
Yeah.
And then
Their
once
one
Edge's-
match was pretty solid
Let's-
despite kind
yeah.
of fluky finish.
Edge's face during the entrance can tell the whole story because this was his main event.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, at one point, Edge was the one to break the streak, but Edge
Yeah.
refused.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's so many people who was offered the streak. Orton was offered. Angle was offered.
Mark Henry was offered.
If
Wade
that-
Barrett was offered. Even Sting, I think, was offered.
There's half a dozen or more who were offered to break it and said no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Until Vince finally said, Brock, you're breaking it.
Okay.
How much am I getting paid?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Do I still get to have sex with Sable at night?
I'll talk
I'm gonna
more
drink
about
a
Brock
Coors
later.
Light. Coors Light, because Bud Light don't pay me. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
a steak, hang out with my friends, and then bang my wife.
Yep.
Thinking of Bobby who?
Ooh.
But yeah, this match, fucking amazing match. And also the edge heads of Hawkins and Ryder fucking
God.
getting
Yes.
their asses beat.
Indie god Matt Cardona.
That's
But
right.
I gotta say, Little Nate, run, Little Nate, run!
Oh my. Edge
Yeah.
kicked out of the
Living
tombstone when he wasn't supposed to kick out of the tombstone.
Yeah.
Like, he was only the
Third guy
person
to ever kick
to
out.
ever kick out of the tombstone.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What was it? Kane and who
And
was the
Batista.
second one?
Batista. Batista in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just this match was just a blast. Like you could tell Edge was probably nerved up the hell and back, and Taker's like, calm
Watch
down.
his hands. Watch his
Do the
hands on
match.
the way to the ring. He's shaking his hands because he can't feel them. He's like,
Like,
legit,
this
so
was
psyched up.
it. I mean, up until a couple of years ago, this was Edge's only main event at
Only
WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of shocking because you could make an argument he should have main evented at Mania 22.
Yeah.
He should have
but-
been the champ heading into it.
Yeah.
I'll always say he should have been the champ.
Yep.
Granted, if he loses to Cena or whatever, that's fine, but he should have been the champ heading into that. If you wanted to do a triple threat, yeah, you sacrifice the Mick match, but
Oh well.
Yeah.
shit happens.
Oh well. I will say Hawkins and Ryder took a way more brutal punishment at TLC
Yeah.
than this match. So
Ricky's
Yeah.
back.
Ah, fucking internet.
Fuck you, internet.
But in the end, Undertaker defeated Edge in 24 minutes, 3 seconds to become World Heavyweight Champion and to move to 16-0 at WrestleMania.
Can we talk about
time-
post-match? Can we talk about...
Let's talk about the pyro.
Yeah.
See, that
Pretty
is why
infamous.
this match should not have been in the main event, because
Right.
people wouldn't have gotten hurt.
Right. Whoops.
Yeah.
And I
Alright,
gotta
well,
say,
When I heard about that the next day, I'm like, oh shit.
this was the
Somebody's
first
getting
WrestleMania
sued.
Taker won
This was
with a
lost,
submission.
pal.
Yes, he did.
Remember,
Yep.
Hell's Gate, first match,
Okay.
he won with a submission.
That's right. Yep.
No,
Not first
he
match,
won
but
by
the
submission
main-
against Big
Won the
Show
world
at
title
03.
main event. so-
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
03.
Yeah, but the first
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania
But
match
the first
that he
WrestleMania
won by
match.
Big
submission.
pay-per-view match, yes.
I said WrestleMania, damn it!
Yeah, Ricky said WrestleMania.
Oh, I didn't hear him say Mania.
Mhm.
My apologies, mi amigo.
But that's WrestleMania 24. So overall, top 10 WrestleMania of all
Great
time.
show.
Yeah,
Criminally
Right.
underrated, I feel like.
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, for those who have never seen this show or haven't seen it in a while, go fucking watch it. So,
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. So now on to favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker. Favorite, Sean Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Least
Edge taker
favorite,
for me.
least favorite, the Lumberjill match, just because
I
it
was gonna
just
say,
Yeah.
didn't
I was going to say ECW. At least the Lumberjill had tits. So
Yeah.
Well,
How
Kane and
can you
Chavo.
say no to tits?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, who can say
Kane
no to
Chavo's a squash. I don't count squashes towards least favorite matches.
So then can we just say Batista and Umaga then?
Umaga? Yeah, you could say that.
I'm sticking with Lumberjill. I don't care.
I'm staying with Chavo and Kane because it
Yeah, I will
was
too.
technically the shortest match.
So
So
a match. So and it's on WrestleMania.
if there's
so,
a ref and the ref
It's for the
hits the
it's for the
three, it's a match.
ECW title.
Yeah. Regardless.
Well, the ECW title has been around
Neither here nor
since
there,
Vince
so.
won it, so
Sleeper.
We digest.
Sleeper,
Sleeper?
Belfast Brawl.
Belfast Brawl.
Yeah, Belfast.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
still think that's the most underrated opener in WrestleMania history.
Shocker.
Shocker?
God damn, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennedy.
With
Yeah.
CM Punk
winning.
winning Money in the Bank.
Winning Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Shocker
Punk
that
was
people got
shocked.
injured after the event. You could technically say that the shocker was people got injured after the event. What's this lawsuit, pal?
Which
Shocker,
how much did
Flair and
Austin-
Sean didn't main event.
Main event.
Yeah,
that's
argue,
another
you can
shocker.
argue that.
Floyd
honestly,
Mayweather knocking
I'm
out
going
Big Show.
with,
That's another
Punk
shocker.
winning Money in the Bank. Because no one knew that Punk was going to win.
But now you have a push job endeavor?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
God.
don't like that look.
Come on.
I don't
Bring
like how
it.
it looked either.
Bring it.
John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H.
Push.
You
Cena,
push John.
Push John. John.
You could job
Hold on.
Triple H.
This is why I do this.
Push John. Job. Oh, God damn, no.
Who are you getting rid of?
You-
That's
you-
the question.
Oh, no. I would endeavor Triple H because he can go backstage, kind of early. Job and push.
You push
Push
John.
John Cena
You
and
j-
Endeavor
Ran-
Hunter.
Would you really?
Because Hunter can probably do booking. You
Yeah.
push John or you push Randy because Randy is the top heel besides Edge at this point.
John's the
And
moneymaker, though.
Yeah.
That's
but-
you push John, you job Randy, and you endeavor Hunter as a wrestler and bring him back in the office.
What is he doing? Oh, stop it.
And now we get
Levi,
thrown off of
Le-
YouTube.
Levi.
And we
Throw it
get-
out.
Levi,
All right,
we don't need to
now
know
I'll-
what
now
you
I'll do a
in
more
your
fun-
personal life.
Yes, stop that. All right, for Levi, we'll do it now. That was my rib on Levi.
You give him
I
a
knew
pussy
you'd do
one.
that. Kind of a pussy one. We'll go with some of the guys in the Money in the Bank. All right. So for that time frame, let's go Shelton Benjamin, John Morrison, CM Punk.
Push Punk. 'cause he
Push
gave him the money in
Punk.
the bank.
Job,
Job.
Shelton,
Probably.
and Endeavor Morrison.
I would job Morrison and endeavor
You-
Sheldon.
Let Shelton go to TNA.
What was the push job endeavor again?
Shelton Benjamin, John Morrison, CM Punk.
Push Punk, Job Morrison, Endeavor Shelton because Shelton can go to TNA. Probably have
Hell,
a
he
match
could
with
even go to
Styles.
Ring of Honor too if he wanted to.
There you go. Him and Shelton.
Even New Japan.
Him and Charlie Haas, they can do the world's greatest tag team. And Shelton will do that a couple years later too.
Hell, could you
Yeah.
imagine 2009 Haas and Benjamin against Beer Money and TNA?
That would have been so
Dude, 2008 Shelton versus Kurt.
Yeah. Or
I mean,
even
I would-
or even in TNA,
2009.
Haas and Benjamin versus Motor City Machine Guns.
I am still hoping
LAX.
one day.
They're countless, yeah.
I'm still hoping one day at the Rumble we get Shelton and then Kurt comes out and then Charlie Haas comes out.
That would be cool. Can you imagine TNA, AJ Styles, Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shelton versus Joe.
Shelton versus Daniels. Shelton
Daniels.
versus
Oh my God.
Shelton
Daniels
versus Sting.
Shelton
Would've been
Daniels.
really
That would have
good.
been a tag team.
Sheldon
Better than
versus-
like Skipper and Daniels were with Triple X.
Sheldon versus Steen, Sheldon versus El Generico, Sheldon versus Danielson. Oh,
Shelton
God.
versus Jeff Jarrett.
Actually, you know what? At the time frame too, for Ring of Honor, Shelton and Nigel McGuinness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nigel versus Matt Morgan.
Nigel and Jerry Lynn.
Sheldon versus Claudio.
That would be a hell of
Yeah,
a match.
that would really.
Or
go
even
back.
Sheldon Chris Hero, even, too.
Mm-hmm.
Shelton versus
Sheldon-
Roderick Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon J.
versus-
Briscoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheldon
Yeah.
versus Tyler Black.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, they would have been on a different. They would have been on a different level work wise in the ring, but promo wise would have been a lot of fun. Shelton Benjamin and Cole Cabana.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been fun. That would have been fun.
yeah.
Shelton Benjamin and Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
Oh, that would be interesting. Sheldon versus.
And then, or if like Sheldon did dates in New Japan, Sheldon versus Nakamura.
Nakamura would have been
Yeah.
nice.
Tanahashi.
All together
Tanahashi.
now.
Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii.
Yep.
Maybe Omega. with-
Shelton versus Frankie.
Well,
Kazarian.
Omega, I think he was PW.
Was he-
No,
at this
Omega was
point.
doing.
DDT.
I think he was doing Dragon Gate at that time or
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
Sheldon
Yeah.
versus Moxley. That would have been really good.
That would be interesting.
Moxley would have bleed probably, as
Yeah,
he tends to
probably,
do.
yeah.
Well, if it was Dragon Gate, I don't think he would have bled.
No.
No.
But now
Uh,
to
This one for the
this
hell
week
of
in
it.
wrestling. Now to this week in wrestling.
Well, somebody brought up CM Punk, so.
He didn't. He's never seen a Rocky movie.
Anyone
What
want
the
to
fuck?
That's the shocker of the week. How the hell have you not seen a Rocky movie?
I've seen
just
all of them.
Ask just Alex on Twitter. He'll probably answer why.
What's everyone's favorite Rocky movie?
free?
I kind of want to go with 4. I feel like that's a very underrated movie.
I
It's
want
between 3
4.
and 4 for me.
4.
I always say 3. 3 made me a wrestling fan.
Well, yeah, but that's because of Hogan.
You got it.
Yeah, but 4. That
3 was
extra
really good. I
round-
think 4's underrated. 2 is pretty good.
1
5
is-
5 is not as bad as people think.
5 is
No,
good.
it's alright.
5 is
Yeah.
really
Five
good.
is alright.
I think.
I know
Rocky-
Stallone hates it,
Yeah.
but it's like I go back and watch it, I'm like, it's not that bad.
And then
I
Rocky
would recommend
Balboa.
if you haven't seen it, by the way, if you haven't seen the new edited version of Rocky 4 that came out last year, 2 years ago, I recommend checking it out. It's a whole different vibe, and I think it's better than the original released Rocky 4.
And then Rocky 6 was okay. And then, of course, the Creed movies are pretty good.
I haven't seen the
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, CM Punk bashing
CM
on
Punk, yeah.
AEW.
The fact that he wasn't cleared to
Wasn't
wrestle,
cleared. Yep.
which if that's real, fuck Tony.
Fuck Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, anything could have happened and then lawsuit.
Well, to be fair, Punk calling Meltzer and Jericho liars. That's not really a shock to anyone because
Oh,
we all know Jericho and Meltzer are liars.
In other news, grass is green, water is wet.
Wet, sky is blue.
sky is blue.
Gigi Dolan has a great ass, so
And Scarlet is buttercream carrot cake.
And Scott's just thinking about
he's having a moment.
What were we talking about?
Carrot cake.
But anyway,
And then, the
CM Punk
buttercream.
being CM Punk doing the Homer Simpson driving over the bridge and throwing the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
still
no.
under contract.
Yeah.
And apparently, the reason he had to take the story down was it's in their contract where they
talk
can't
about it.
disparage the company. They can't talk bad about other
NDA.
people in the company.
Yeah, unless it was shoot, which I'm like, nah, there's no way Punk that's a shoot.
Excuse me. Bang, bang. So, yeah, Punk finds his way in the news again. Good for him. Something we did not touch upon last week. Let's talk about it real quick. And that is the Bellas are no longer the Bellas.
Oh yeah. They're
The
now
Hey, Anyway, in other real
Good
news,
for them. Bye-bye,
Yeah.
bitches.
Though Charlotte did bring them up in her promo last night on SmackDown.
Ah.
eh,
Yeah.
So last
Anyways.
night on SmackDown, we had a couple of things. First, the KO show where we got the shirt, the KO Mania, WrestleZania. That was fucking cool.
Those are going to be the most selling shirts at this year's
yeah.
Mania.
I'll make $1 million bucks on that one.
Cena Theory Night 1 opening
Night
match.
one opening
That's
match.
gonna be.
I like it.
That's the first time in 19 years that Cena has opened up a Mania.
WrestleMania
Since,
20.
20.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, against Big Show.
And I don't want to touch upon really quick. Look at him and KO. Look at where Sammy was last year. He was having that just match. I'm gonna say it. That the
One of the most entertaining matches on WrestleMania last year.
Stole the show, yeah.
Yeah, it was a match that happened. Think about
Stole the
where he
show at
was
WrestleMania last year. That's what it
Yeah.
did.
It was a match. Just put it back.
Stole the show at WrestleMania.
What
last
do
year.
people talk about from last year's Mania? That and KO.
And KO.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where they at now. Sammy became the hottest act in the company, essentially. And KO is just up there as one of the top
It's
baby
become a top babyface. Yeah.
Yeah, that is mind blowing. That is long term storytelling at its finest.
Mm-hmm. Beautifully done.
And they should be main eventing night 1.
We should be.
Not opening night 2. Not open. What to care about on night 1 if you don't have that match main event?
Main eventing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to follow
Like we
it.
talked
No
about
problem.
with Mania 24. What should main event?
Mhm.
The story.
Storyline. And also, the people involved, you're not going to be able to follow this match.
No, God,
So
no.
right now. Whatever.
Because with
on
Rhea
night
and
one, it's
Charlotte,
still the
yeah,
show.
they had a split 3 years ago. They're just now picking up on it after Rhea won the Rumble.
Yep.
And Kevin is the kind of guy to say top that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he'd probably say top that motherfucker in French.
Yeah.
And no one would understand. only
Only
him and
Sammy.
Sammy would understand it.
Sammy will say it in Farsi, KO will say it in Quebecois, and then the Usos will say it in
Samoan.
Samoan or Maori.
Yeah, top that bitch.
Pop that bitch.
Rebásalo, pendejo.
And there you go. Thank you. Mhm.
What else?
Because nothing will.
No.
Now, let's talk about probably, I think, is the best moment of SmackDown last night.
Bring out the chanchallas.
Finally, someone's gonna get his motherfucking ass kicked, como se debe.
Which, speaking of CM Punk, he replied to Ray on Instagram, "Great job, Ray. I wish I would have hit him 13 years ago. I wanted to hit him for 13 years."
That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh my
God. That
was
flopped the crowd.
The same kid we were afraid of Eddie hitting him all those years ago, we now want to see his dad beat the shit out of him. And that's another match. Like, you could make a case that could main event night 1.
It could.
It really
And
could.
I said this before, I'm going to say this again. I mean this. Ray should put Dominic over.
I think he should, honestly.
This
think
might
they-
be
they-
Ray's
they-
last
Ray's
match.
Last match. Put his son over. Set him on his path. It's your chance now, son. Take it. I'm going home.
And
And-
what a way to end night 1 of WrestleMania, having Ray put Dominic over and then unmask,
Remove
leave it in the
the
middle.
mask.
You
Oh,
could. I
God.
think. I will say this. There's possibly a reason to actually have that match open night 2.
Ooh.
Potentially.
Just
Nice.
because, and this is another reason. I'll connect this in a second. If you do that match first and Dominic goes over, that's gonna be like a big oh fuck you. That's gonna be heat right off the top. So when we get to the main event, Cody and Roman, if we think what's going to happen, Cody goes over, it's going to be a huge send the people home happy situation. So you can get away with making them pissed off at the start of the night as long as you pay it off at the end of the night. Much like at WrestleMania 30, why we saw the streak end during the show, because you were going to have this big, huge celebration with Daniel Bryan at the end of the show, where no one thought, and of course Levi, who was there, nods his head in agreement, because that's the smart business on Vince's part, as to say, look, We know the fucking crowd is going to lose their fucking shit. They're going to jizz all over the fucking place and leave the place a mess. And, New Orleans is going to have a lot of babies. Everyone's getting pregnant. But because of all the big hot men, everyone's going to be so happy.
How many
take
babies
out the
named Daniel
street
Bryan because of that night?
Right.
And they also started off the crowd happy too because Bryan's going to be in the main event.
Right.
And then you had Taker lose a streak.
Peaks and valleys.
Ultimately ended the show happy because
that show is like what is 7? Like I'm sorry, what is 30? Like 7 matches?
Yeah,
Isn't it
only
like
7 matches.
Yeah. So it's got all that potential to do that. Now you've got even more of a chance to do that. But that's just that's booking as a possibility. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's my behind it.
And I would also like to add, they added this on SmackDown. Finally, it's been long overdue. The legendary Andy Kaufman is finally going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Finally.
15 years.
Here
too
I
long,
come
in my
to
opinion.
save the day.
Now, does Bob Zamuda accept it, or does Tony Clifton accept it?
Tony Clifton.
Tony Clifton.
You can make a choice. You can make a argument for both.
Or Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman.
Yes! Yes!
You would think
Yes!
it's not going to happen, but man, that would be good.
Oh my god.
Obviously,
Now,
Jerry Lawler induct him.
Or it's the greatest work of all time and he comes back to life.
He comes back, he's alive, yeah.
He's been alive all these
The whole
years.
time. Vince walks out, takes off the mask, it's Andy.
Oh, God. It was
Here
me.
I come to save the day.
Now, if Jerry is healthy enough because he just recently had a stroke,
Right, and he's
who
home
else
now.
do you induct Kaufman if?
Jimmy Hart,
Jimmy Hart, yeah.
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart, yeah. Mm-hmm.
who managed him.
He was right there with him the whole time. So, that's the only other guy who could do it.
But now on to WrestleMania 39 predictions.
Oh, God.
Got
So-
13 matches.
So far, 13 matches. Still the possibility of one more if Stone Cold's coming in for a match against LA Knight.
Which I have my own theory of what potentially could happen.
Me too.
I think Brock may be working both nights.
Oh,
Brock
not to
beats
mention-
Omos night 1 and say, Bobby, I'll see you night 2.
Not to mention the Under the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown the one before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
the one
Bobby
before.
is in it. Which
Bobby
Bray
and
Bobby
Yeah.
is scrapped.
So, well, they can potentially do. It comes down to Knight and Bobby. They both go over the top rope, and Pierce is like, "Okay, we're going to be having a match at Mania. Whoever wins gets to be Under the Giant Memorial
Gets the
Battle
trophy.
winner."
Yeah, if even they want to even bother with that. I understand exactly what you're coming from with that. It's just like, doesn't matter. In the long run, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
But Brock potentially working both nights
that's
could be an
that's
option.
something. That is
Because
something.
Bobby said he was going to be at the stadium, so it's like, yeah, freaking squash Omos and
Or
say,
is-
I'll see you night 2.
Or is Bray gonna show up and actually have the match with Bobby? I mean, we know the situation that Bray is gone again. Apparently, we don't know, and this also leads into something else we didn't know about Alexa Bliss that came out this week. That she
Yeah.
actually had skin cancer or something kind of carcinoma that had to be removed from her skin, and that's why she's been gone. So, and good for her showing up on the Masked Singer. I heard, I saw the clip of that. So yeah, good on her getting the chance to do that. But so there's potential like Lashley could come out and cut the promo. Here comes Uncle Howdy. He kills him. Lights go out. The Fiend supposedly is done. According to Bray, the Fiend is done. Work, shoot, who knows? So, but could Bray show up and just have a 5-minute beatdown with Bobby and that's it? Or
Bobby makes a open challenge, glass shatters, and it's Steve.
I don't know. I think Bobby would kill Steve.
Yeah. I still
Take it easy
say
out there.
I still say do Austin LA Knight so that way you give
Yeah,
LA
that's
Knight
like the
something
best.
and also the promo. I just want the promo. Yeah.
Or-
what?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. What?
As a way to
Or
set
have
up
Austin-
as a way to set up LA Knight's push down the road, because I have a theory if they were to do Austin LA Knight in a quick match at Mania, do a promo and then a match, turn LA Knight babyface and have him be the one to take the U.S. title off Austin Theory to begin his long road to potential world championship
Or
status.
hell, you want to go even further? Make LA Knight king of the ring.
Save that
What
for
about
Jay, so-
what about King versus Chief?
Exactly, Ricky.
We talked about that, yes.
I know, but if we're gonna go the Austin route, I'm just saying.
I mean, Knight's kind of a tweener because he's not exactly.
He's
getting
not
booed.
full on heel. He's on the verge of going babyface.
Right. They're
Because
still
he's so
feeling him out.
over with the crowd. So just based off that, he's going to go babyface eventually.
Yeah.
But let's
Especially
look
if
at the
they're gonna
card
do-
and
especially
make
if
our
they're gonna do the
predictions.
draft, so
Prediction.
there you go. But so far, only 2 matches set for night 1 in stone. The opener of Theory and Cena for the U.S. title. Theory.
Theory.
It should be a hell of a match, though, either or. So.
It's a dream match for this kid, so
Yeah.
you got to.
He called him out. He called Cena out all those years ago.
And it's coming to be, so good on him.
Yeah. And then Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. I don't care what anyone says. This is going to be an amazing match.
This might be okay. I can't say it's going to be the best match of the weekend, but it's going to be
gonna be
one
up
of
there.
them.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
good,
great.
but who's gonna? I
Seth.
say
Yeah,
Seth.
Seth go over.
Seth needs a win.
He
He
does.
needs a win.
He has
so
a win.
He
bad.
hasn't had a win in forever.
He hasn't
A
won
big win of meaning.
He hasn't had a win
Really,
since
No.
He lost
Clash.
the Chamber. He lost at the Rumble.
the last win he had. I think was Clash at the Castle when he beat Matt Riddle.
And then his last win before that was when he beat Roman by DQ at the Rumble.
The Rumble.
Yeah,
He hasn't had a Mania win since 35.
It was the 35. Okay.
yeah. So he needs
Yeah,
a
he-
win.
Okay.
Again, Logan is one of those guys who is so aggravatingly talented, but he is such an ass.
But
hate
that's what
how
makes him
talented he
perfect.
That's what makes him work. Yep.
He was a
He's doing
born
his
heel.
job.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job of being an ass.
Exactly. Being a dick. Mm-hmm.
NFT scammer, all that stuff.
He's the reason
Who cares
Pokemon cards
about
are so
NFT?
expensive.
Who cares about NFTs?
You know what?
They're
He's probably the
pointless
reason
anyways.
why Ash and
Yeah, NFTs
Pikachu
are
are retiring.
Dams.
Yeah. And also, just from this podcast, he isn't that bad of a guy, all things considered, when talking to other people. So
I mean, if you take away some of the controversial stuff about him, he doesn't
years
seem
ago-
like that.
from years
Terrible of a
ago, where
person.
he was young and dumb and stupid, like
Yeah.
we've
I
all
tried-
done stupid shit. So
I tried his Prime drink. It's a good drink.
I might like to try it sometime.
Zero
good.
sugar.
Oh,
Sometimes
But
it tastes
yeah,
like
but yeah,
coconut.
Rollins.
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 And now for all the other matches. So Ray versus Dom.
Dom.
Smart to go Dom.
This is going to be the biggest match for that kid.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He has improved tremendously. You know, as a
He-
character.
he- year-
He has improved in terms of like talent wise.
As a
And-
character,
Yeah.
now he's got something you can like. Before it was, oh, here, there's Ray and his son.
Yeah.
Now it's, oh, that's Dom.
Now,
Oh, that's Dom. Oh, okay.
you look
What
at
is that
pictures
goofball
of
kid?
Dominic and then Eddie Guerrero from 2000. They look so fucking similar.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna call it. Dominic comes out to Eddie's theme, like a metal style theme or something related to
He
Eddie.
comes out to his 05 theme when he was a
Oh,
heel.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
He comes out on a lowrider.
The Gangsta Lean song.
And
Oh,
the
my
gear,
Lord.
I'm trying to figure it out what kind of gear is gonna come out to.
Gear.
I'm
They
gonna
already,
get
he already
see.
did the American flag thing for Los Gringos Locos. He already did that.
He hasn't done the WrestleMania 20 gear. WrestleMania 20 gear or
Mania 21 gear. That's when
22.
Eddie will turn heel.
Actually, just to throw this out there, if this was to be Ray's last match, Dom should come out to some kind of tribute to Psychosis.
the LWO.
You know, like even with the mask or something, or
The Horde
that-
mask.
that's what got Ray over in the States, at least. You know, that's what everyone remembers first for Rey Mysterio's Ray Psychosis. That was the thing. So That would be a
Imagine
good little.
you know what would make it even perfect if Conan was there in the ring in Ray's corner. Boom, switch. Conan is in Dom's corner.
I like that.
That is crazy.
I like that. Mm.
But yeah, I think we're on agreement. Dom goes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or-
you could say Ray can go over, so that way he finally beats
Absolutely.
the crap out of his kid. But nobody's gonna really think that
Yeah.
Ray's
Or
gonna win. We're just
you-
all gonna be
you can get
satisfied that
both.
Ray's finally gonna get his hands on
You can go
Dom.
both.
Ray can beat the shit out of Dominic, and then Dominic gets that
Sneak win.
drag and a
Mhm.
finger. 1, 2, 3, and the heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pulls the
Man,
mask
he-
off. He pulls
he'll
the
Ray's
mask
gonna
off.
probably be-
Ray covers up. Schoolboy, hook the tights. 1, 2, 3. You know.
And Dominic can get whipped like that one meme that people are posting on Twitter about when Cena was like whipping Miz with the belt at Over the Limit 2011 with the football theme going in the background. Dun, 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 dun.
Bring out the chancellor.
That's right.
The 6-woman tag of Damage Control versus
Mm.
Trish, Lita, and Becky. I say give it to Damage Control. They need.
Yeah,
something.
give it a Damage Control.
They need.
I think
something
they're breaking up
desperately.
Damage Control.
I'm hoping the rumors of a Trish heel turn are not true.
No,
No.
Trish doesn't. At this point of her career, Trish
At
doesn't
this
really
point,
need it.
no.
Who's gonna want to hate her?
Yeah.
No.
I don't care.
She's
if
a
they wanna do
legend.
The old
Trish.
days were good and all, but we like face Trish. Also, she's MILF. So
Yeah.
who can hate a MILF?
It's like our crush from 2006 is our crush in 2023.
I know. Jeez. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be the cake match. Come on now.
It is the cake match. But I mean,
Cakes are Ross match.
but
Switch
yeah,
the
like
Ross
Damage
match.
Control kind of needs a win these
They
days.
need
because-
something.
Unless they're splitting the group up.
They're probably
No,
splitting the
I
group
don't
up
think it's too soon to split them up.
because
And they've
been
lost
losing
so much.
friction ever since they lost the tag titles.
Or does Damage Control get a new member that helps them win?
Who would that be though?
Who would that be?
You can't say Sonya Deville, but at the same time, it kind of feels like a downgrade. No offense to Sonya, it's just that
No, I agree.
She-
I agree.
Yeah. Unless it's a call-up from
JC
NXT,
Jane?
potentially
JC Jane from NXT?
Maybe.
Potentially.
Get called
could
up,
be.
put in there. That's a possibility.
Blackberry Pie herself.
There you go. Yeah. So who knows?
So now to Brock Omos. Brock.
Brock.
He needs a win so bad,
The-
dude.
it's the moment of Brock F5ing Omos is why this match exists.
They're
And
having a
also,
weigh-in
and
on
also,
Raw.
Brock hasn't had a win since Saudi against Lashley by fluke.
Right.
Yeah. And before that, it was when he won the title in Saudi in the chamber.
Yeah,
It was like,
So-
Brock needs a win.
yeah, he does. And
Granted,
speaking of
it's Brock. He can afford losing, but it's like,
There is that too. I mean,
even he needs wins every so often.
Yeah,
But
nobody should have to
Omos-
lose that often.
well, didn't Omos lose to Braun in Saudi?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I
he
mean,
did.
you could say that Omos could beat Brock. After the match, Brock gets a shine back and gives him the F5 then. So at least we get the moment, but Omos gets the win. So you could, I think, do that. Brock is strong enough to take it,
Yeah,
to take a loss. So, I mean, is what it is. This is
Well,
kind of like...
and honestly, if a certain American Nightmare needs an opponent, you could have Omos go over here and, yeah.
You're really going to
No.
have
No.
Omos and Cody for the title?
no.
Oh, Cody needs opponents.
Oh,
Cody
talk
needs
about
opponents.
potential We'll talk about potential opponents. We'll
Yeah,
talk
we've got
about that.
ideas for that
Yeah.
too. But
Um,
I'm throwing that out there just to say that it's possible. It could happen. It wouldn't hurt Brock. This is kind of like Brock's fun time, if you will, because we know this is like the most fun he's ever had,
yeah,
where he can be.
Cowboy Brock has been the
Cowboy
best
Brock is fun. Everyone loves Cowboy
Yeah.
Brock.
yeah.
He's shaking hands with the audience. He's fucking shaking hands with the audience. Okay, you did not
And-
expect this.
And I am trying to look for some of the Bearded Butcher's Brock Lesnar seasoning blend, so I can
Oh,
put
yeah.
on my steaks and chicken and shit,
Hell yeah!
and see how that is. I've been trying to
So-
look for some on Amazon. I
Such
can't
good
find it.
shit.
Yes.
Hopefully, it don't taste like Brock's wife.
Hey.
Now, okay, I mean,
Okay.
We don't want any
Anyways,
roast
moving on. Moving on. So,
hey, Brock, how does your wife taste?
Exactly.
anyways, so
Snip your fingers.
so now we get 2 Fatal 4-Way tag matches, WrestleMania
gives a
Showcase
shit?
matches.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
Liv and Raquel versus
It says it
Natalia.
all. Who gives a
Versus
shit?
Natalia and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna, and then
Rhonda and Shayna are going to win the
Ronda and
women's.
Shayna should win, yeah.
And
Because
then
they're
the
going to be
men's
the ones
one,
that take the tag titles. And then the men's one, we got Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, and Braun and Ricochet.
Street
No,
Profits.
this team, why you
Street
so
Profits.
bald?
Street Profits. They gotta give them the
Street
Street
Profits
Profits.
Braun and
could get a
Ricochet.
win.
No,
would say
because
Street
if Fail
Profits
and
need to
Sammy
win.
win, then you got to give them heel opponents.
I think if
There's
Street
no
Profits-
heel team.
I think if Street Profits don't win this match, they should split, but amicably. Do an amicable split on Raw next night, brother. We tried everything we did together. We got to move on. All right, man. Good luck to you. Good luck to you soon. Move on, because
But
I
they
do
get split
want
after
to. I
the
do want
draft.
to comment on the women's real quick. I like how everyone else is qualifying, and Shayna and Ron are just.
they just go.
They
out.
They can
Yeah,
get away
yeah.
with it because who
Ronda's
the fuck
working
is
hurt
going to
right
step
now.
up against them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is working hurt.
Yeah. But now on to the big matches on the show, apart from Ray and Dom. First, Edge and Finn inside Hell in a Cell. Rumors of Demon Finn showing up based on that promo Edge cut.
Please have
Edge.
Edge win. End this.
Edge.
God,
Might as well have Edge win, so that way he can get the ultimate revenge in the end.
Right. Yeah. It
I'm
makes
sorry.
sense for
This
story.
feud's been going on for way too long.
But it's
This
been
feud
good.
has
It's
to
been a good
end.
feud. It's been a good feud.
I have not. Like the Judgment Day, the concept was all right, but I don't know. When they added Finn in, I feel like okay, you're just a spoopy tag team.
Well, I think
Split the group and let Dominic and Rhea be Eddie and China.
without any
and I
balance.
mean
That's
we gotta
essentially what's gonna
remember that the reason why I feel like this all happened was because of when Cody got hurt. Because I
Yeah.
think Edge was still going to lead the group for a long time if Cody didn't get hurt. So I think when Cody got hurt, they had to turn Edge babyface.
Well, there was also the talk backstage that Vince had ideas about what the Judgment Day was going to do. Edge had different ideas. They wanted to make it more supernatural. Edge didn't like that. There was kind of hooping and hollering about that, and all of a sudden, okay, Edge, you're out of the group. We're going to put Finn in there, and da 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 da. And
Yeah, this is-
there was
this
that
is the
politics
time-
going on too.
But granted, the feud between Edge and Finn has been really good.
And everyone in the Judgment Day has gotten over it in some capacity.
Yeah.
Dom is way more over than he was. Rhea has become the de facto leader of the Judgment Day. Finn is getting a chance to do something different. He's never been a heel working for WWE, so now he's getting a chance to do that. And Priest is riding that wave. He's getting the rub. There's potential, and I think I talked about this on my live stream, there's potential for the Judgment Day to become cool heels going into baby faces. There is potential for that down the line to where everyone's going to be like, because Rhea Ripley gets pops like crazy. All right.
Yeah.
She's with Dom, but by herself, people love her and they want her to succeed. By the way, people, if it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and you're hounding wrestlers for autographs, following them out of the goddamn airport, you need to check into a fucking institution, okay? Because you're a fucking idiot. Leave them alone.
Or get laid.
About this week with Rio, put the tweet out there that like, don't fucking bother me when I'm trying to give you, trying to get to my car and follow me out the airport. And like fucking Fox News picks that up. Wrestler does not like to send autographs. That's how they framed it. Like real nice. But it's like, all right, people just back the fuck
And then
off.
the video came out of it. It's like, you could tell she's like exhausted.
Yeah, leave her
She's
alone.
working both brands.
This is the busiest week now that all these wrestlers in WWE are ever going to have. There's no stop.
It happened
There's
with Ray
a
a
chunk
few
of
months
that
ago.
interview
It happened to
after-
Liv.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, I've said this with a couple other people in the different server I'm in. They are nothing more than just regular people doing their job. You are not special. If
Yeah.
you-
Pay for a meet and greet.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Leave them alone.
Like, for example, if you go up to like a Randy Orton, you're not going up to meet like the savior of the world. You're going up to see Randall Keith Orton. You're going to see a regular person. You are not special. Now, granted, you may be, a little kid in a candy store and, saying, "Oh my God, I finally get to meet you. I've been wanting to meet you for so long." That does not mean that you're saving the world. You're just an annoying asshat that won't leave people alone.
You know how many times I've seen wrestlers and have just been like, not even bother, because it's like, I'm not going to be that person.
But anyways, now that tangent's out of the way,
discussion's over.
Out of the way.
yeah, I'm going Edge winning the cell, just so that way
Edge.
he can just get his ultimate revenge to end the story. Next up,
But wait, I just gotta say, bring back the old Hell in the Cell. I don't want to see that fucking red Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, it's going to be the red one, probably. So
I don't mind the red cell. It gives it that hellish look.
I know, but it looks like
it was put into the fires. I don't mind the
To
red
the
cell.
fire.
Anyways, SmackDown Women's Title match: Charlotte, Rhea. We're all team.
It should be a
Rhea.
squash.
should be.
Yeah. Raw Women's Title: Bianca, Asuka. I definitely see this being the better out of the two matches. I go Asuka.
The story's been
built up
shit.
horribly. The
story's been
It's
garbage.
It's been really lame.
Yeah.
Asuka better win.
Yeah.
And apparently she's now heel for some weird reason, which I don't know why they just randomly turned her heel for no reason. But
Because
give Asuka the win because she has not won an Mania.
Bianca's been champion for what, a year?
A year.
Almost a year now.
She's been,
since Mania last year.
And she's had a great run. She's had
Yeah.
a great run. So, but it's time. It's time for her to move on there too.
And
Like,
Asuka's
sorry,
a hot
but-
commodity right now with the Kana
Yeah.
face paint.
And let's face it, Bianca, I don't see her being in WWE for very long. This girl's going to go places.
Yeah.
She's got
She
a lot of
could potentially
potential.
go
She's
to
making-
Hollywood if she
Yes.
wants. Same with Rhea. Rhea has the Hollywood look.
Oh, yeah, my wife just confirmed Bianca signed with an agency. So, yeah, she's going to start doing other things. So, and
And her and Montez are probably going to want to start a family at some point.
Yeah.
he's already got kids. So, they have children that they have, but he's got kids from a previous. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Asuka. Then we get to a match I am personally looking forward to just as much as some of the bigger matches. Triple threat IC title match with Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew.
Gunther.
Gunther.
The beef match.
Gunther, yeah.
This is going to be one of the best triple threats in WrestleMania. I'm calling it.
They're going to beat the shit out of each other. Potato for you, potato for you, potato
Chop
for you.
kick for you, kick for you.
For you.
It's gonna be
Decapitation for you.
10 rams of the battering.
Honestly, this should open night too.
This could.
Really, it should.
Overnight.
In
You're
all
right,
honesty,
should.
this should open night too.
You got the crowd really hot.
I will
And
say.
there's-
Go ahead, boss.
Oh, I was about to say, there's potential rumors. I'm not sure. They may turn Drew heel.
Don't.
You can only do a babyface Drew for so long before you eventually get stale. Maybe a heel run won't kill him.
I mean, again, if we're looking at potential opponents for Cody, a heel Drew,
You
Would
can
be
do
good.
Drew.
you took my spot.
Right. And
You
that would be a
could.
good storyline there. I will say I would
Not his
like
spot,
to see
my
I like to see Gunther go over, but I would not be mad if Sheamus beat Drew and won the one title he has
Neither
held
would
at
I mean,
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if that's the case, then no one's beating the record. It's got to be.
Who cares about records? Who cares?
I do in this case because Gunther should break
matter.
Honky's record.
Doesn't fucking
I
matter.
care. Damn it.
Roman's
Whoa,
going to get 1,000 days.
It's
You know that?
work. And guess what? Roman's already hit 1,000 days as Universal Champion
Technically,
for
yes,
2
you're right.
reigns.
Yep. 2 reigns, yeah.
We're not talking Robert. We're talking Gunther. God.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I also do want to quick mention that segment on SmackDown, the contract signing, where Butch attacked Gunther, and then Gunther just fucking chucked the table and about landed into the stands. It's like, ooh,
Jesus.
that looked.
Well, I'll talk more about Butch here in a little bit, but
Oh yeah.
now
Yeah.
on to the big two. Usos, KO, Sammy. That should main event night one, even though bullshit chicanery's going on. Hopefully they change their mind. But Sammy KO, it's time.
Sammy KO, yeah.
It's
Sammy
time.
KO.
That's going to be the moment of the weekend,
Yes.
or one of them.
Mhm.
That crowd
Because
is going to erupt.
Mhm.
Like that's going to be louder than a freaking Los Angeles Chargers game, for God's sake.
Well, duh, because Chargers games don't have home fans.
Oh, my boy Dylan Kamikaze would be shaking his fist at you right now, like you,
Well, it's true.
because he loves the Chargers. But I
The work.
digress. And then to Roman Cody,
Oh,
the big
Oh, this
match.
is going to be.
Cody.
This is gonna
This
be
is
this is gonna be a classic.
It's the two matches with the Bloodline are going to be the two best things on the
Yeah.
weekend.
The first 5 minutes should just be Cody and Roman looking at each other.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Soaking
don't do
in
a
the
fucking
crowd.
thing.
Cody's entrance is going to be
Insane.
Yeah.
on the back of a bald eagle.
Homelander.
And maybe some personal take. Cody wins, brings back the Wing Eagle Championship. Just saying.
That's a
Just
rumor.
Wait,
That's a
and-
rumor.
And have Hunter bin both the belts and then bring back the winged eagle and the big gold.
Mm.
The belt his dad wore and the belt that Cody
Duh.
wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I kept seeing that rumor that if Cody were to win, he'd bring back the Winged Eagle, an updated version, like he did with the Intercontinental title.
That's something he has to talk. That's ultimately a Triple H decision.
And I think Triple H
They've
would go
probably
for
been
it.
in talks about doing
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Because again,
Because
that's marketing. That's marketing money. You know, okay, we got 2 championship belts. They sell a lot of those. We're going to cut it down to 1.
But for a better looking belt, that will sell even
yeah,
more.
But see, you can you can still sell the
You wanna sell
the
all
old
three
belts.
belts.
But it's
You
like
still can
You
sell
can
the
still-
old belts.
You can still sell the logo belts. You can still have the logo belts for the sports teams.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
But
for the
make
actual
this-
world champion, have them only carry one belt. Because I'm sorry, but
Make
when wrestlers carry
make-
more than one belt, it's like that has to be fucking tiring for them.
yeah,
Unless you're
make-
Ultimo Dragon carrying 9.
9.
Yeah. Make this championship what like the most something unique, something we haven't seen ever. Like if they're
But
gonna
when I do it, I get
championship
sued.
design, like something.
But going back, speaking of Butch, wow, voice crack.
Wow.
Still dealing with head congestion, guys.
Baseball.
But speaking of Butch, they finally released the movie parody of 40-year-old version, and I'm gonna say it right
Yes.
now. I'm saying it right now. WWE, give Rich Holland a little push at some point because he fucking cracked me up in that.
And stop with the death threats, please.
Yeah, you can lighten up on the death threats and the threatening of Ridge. He made a mistake. Okay, it was an
It
accident.
happens.
Yeah.
Yes,
Owen nearly killed Austin.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And you never see anybody giving Owen shit.
No.
No. But yeah, just after seeing how entertaining Ridge was doing Steve Carell, it's like, at some point, give this guy a push for like a mid-card title at some point. And then
also-
Butch didn't even have to say anything to be fucking hilarious. Just
Got to
like,
stare at it.
disgusted, walks out, then rips off the nipple, and Sharon! And then my favorite bit was at the end, he's just looking out, shrugs it off.
Which again, put Butch and Gunther together for the IC title at some point.
Yeah,
Well,
Rich-
actually,
yeah,
which brings up the rumors that the Pete Dunne character will come back, and now
Yeah.
there's 5 options for guys you could have take the belt off Gunther. You could do
Money in the Bank in London have
Yeah.
Gunther and Pete Dunne.
There you go.
Well, here's what I'm saying. So, if you have Gunther go to distance to break Honky Tonk's record, you got 5 options now for guys that could take the belt off of Gunther. You could do Sheamus to give him the final ending of their feud and give him the belt to complete the Grand Slam. Braun Breaker, when he eventually comes up to the main roster, give him a big belt. You could do Jey Uso if we go by my logic that say he wins King of the Ring and then Roman comes back for SummerSlam, Jey versus Roman, Jey beats Roman, and Jey uses the momentum to beat the final boss of WWE and Gunther. Or you could do Ilya Dragunov when he comes up to the main roster, or Pete Dunne if that character comes back. So you got 5 options, and I would not be upset at any of them.
Now, I'm just going to say this as
There's
just a
potential.
little icing on the cake. When WrestleMania 21 opened, we had the Stone Cold Gladiator parody.
Could we
I
get
wanna
another
see-
parody we don't know about that they could use
Yes,
to
we're
open?
probably going to have another one, like open WrestleMania with, like, wasn't
There's
has
still,
Roman done
there
a
is
parody?
still, there's still one more yet to be released. That's the Judgment Day Stranger Things parody.
They already released it.
I haven't
didn't-
seen it
Didn't we
anywhere.
already do that with Rhea? Where
Yeah, they already released
Yeah,
it.
Rhea and Judgment Day did Stranger Things, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it out there.
It's been released.
They did it on. They did it on.
they did one where it's just Rhea and John Cena is talking in the background,
Yeah.
where she's being.
Has Roman
11.
done one of the parodies
No, that's
already?
the one we're missing. Roman and the Bloodline
Godfather.
doing Godfather. That's the one
Make
that hasn't come out yet.
make that open
No, it's
WrestleMania.
the Goodfellas.
Or Goodfellas. Yeah, it was Goodfellas.
Make-
it was Goodfellas.
make- that
Funny,
open-
funny how.
Oh yeah, that's Goodfellas. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
that
wanna know-
that should be the opening video package for WrestleMania.
Unless they give us one that we not even thought
didn't
of.
know about. Yeah, like we didn't know Stone Cold was doing Gladiator,
Gladiator,
heading
yeah, that
into
was such-
21, and that was the opening package for 21,
I
and it was
lose
perfect.
hell.
And it was perfect.
Unless you bring back Stone Cold again, do it like 20,
Stone
close to
Cold
20
is
years.
Stone Cold is Thanos,
I
and
was about to
instead of
say,
Infinity Stones, it's
I
just
am
6
inevitable. What?
It's just 6
I said I'm
cans of
inevitable.
beer.
What?
It's just 6 like fucking beer bottle caps instead of stones.
All these things at WrestleMania. That was then. This is now.
I do want to say there's another potential opponent for Gunther, Tyler Bate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
could
once
potentially
he
call
were to
him
get
up.
up to the main
If-
roster.
if-
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it is Dragunov, Dragunov should win the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
of
said, any
course,
of those
the-
options, they should take the belt off of Gunther.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And,
that way
whoever
you
it
can
is,
finally
build
have
it
that
up.
Exactly.
That third match
Yeah.
that they have, because they have
And-
one at they had one on a NXT UK which Gunther won, and then they had a rematch at TakeOver 36 where Dragunov won. Have the blow off match for the IC title.
The third one.
Be
Yep.
like, okay,
Makes sense.
we had a
and
we had a match for a brand championship. This is one of the most prestige championships.
And you can do an amazing video package
Yeah.
showcasing highlights from their 2
and
classics.
I think we should talk about NXT. The Saturday set. It's gonna be
Oh
on
yeah,
Saturday,
stand and
right?
deliver. Yeah.
Stand and
Yeah.
deliver. Yep. 5 matches.
But that's gonna
on
be
it.
a hell of a show.
Which, by the way, going just real quick, when they do like the Pete Dunne switch, I wouldn't be mad to see the reforming of Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle as a tag team.
The Broserweights.
That
Yeah.
was so funny,
That
and it
was
sucks.
hilarious.
The pandemic came because
oh.
that
It
ended
was
the
when
team.
it was starting to really
Yeah.
get hot.
Mm-hmm.
But
Um,
NXT.
And that's when
so
Timothy
yeah,
Thatcher
stand and
came
deliver.
in,
So
too,
we
with
got
Ryan Emmett.
Chase University versus Tyler Bate, or no, Chase University and Tyler Bate against Schism.
Yeah, it's
I think
Chase
University.
University.
I give them to them.
probably, yeah. I mean, they've been doing the thing where Schism's really been intimidating Thea. There's also the guy in Chase U who's pretty much going to turn on the crew. So he might like leave, and that's going to leave Schism open to get the win. I think that might be more what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I haven't really cared for the group in all honesty. I have not watched NXT in months, so
And then the triple threat match for the tag team titles. You got Gallus, Creed Brothers, and the D'Angelo family. I say give it to the Creed Brothers.
the Creeds have been one of the hottest tag teams for months, and
Could you imagine, had Jason Jordan not gotten hurt, could you imagine American Alpha versus the Creed Brothers? That
Yes.
could have
Oh,
been an
yeah.
amazing match.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hell, they could do Alpha Academy against the Creed Brothers and it'd still be just as great.
I totally see like the Creed brothers and Braun Breaker bringing back the Varsity Club.
That would make
Ooh.
sense.
That would be perfect.
great.
Be a combination of the Varsity Club and Team Angle.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They'd be great
along those
baby
lines.
faces. They'd be great heels.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They had the 6-man tag on NXT a couple weeks ago, last week or something like that, and they were really good together. They had really good chemistry. So it was like it took me back to. I remember watching part of that match, like, fuck, it's like Rotunda and Steiner and Kevin or Williams. It's like it has that connection, that chemistry. So I think it'll be fun to see. But in that one, I don't know. I think they want to build.
I think Gallus might win, and maybe the Creeds get called up, so that way they can have more tag teams.
Too. I think Gallus. I think they see more money in Gallus and Pretty Deadly as a tag team feud. So I think the tag belts are going to stay on Gallus. They can't change all the belts. I don't think. That's just me.
And then a fatal 5-way for the North American Championship: Wesley versus JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Aximum, and Dragon Lee. I say either Dragon Lee or Ilya.
I give it a Dragon Lee.
Dragon
Lee.
I see
Probably
Wesley
Dragon
keeps
Lee.
it. Yeah. They kind of started teasing a JD McDonough Dragon Lee feud this past week, and I think Dragunov is going to be moving along. So I think it's fine to keep the belt again on Wesley here. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Then women's tag title match with Fallon Henley and Kiana James against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Who cares? Moving on.
Crown new champs.
New champs because the current team has that dichotomy. They don't get along, that whole deal. So the Rift is going to lead the other tag team to get the belts, and then they'll break up, that kind of deal.
Coexist.
Then the ladder match for the NXT Women's title, which right now it's Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and Indy Hartwell. But there is the rumor that Roxanne's going to come back in time to be in the match too.
I hope so.
If Roxanne's in it, then she's going to retain.
If Roxanne's in it, maybe because I'm biased here, I hope she wins. But if she's not, give it a Gigi. Give it a Gigi.
I think it's Stratton's time.
It might be Stratton's time because
they've been building her up.
Then again, I apparently saw there was an angle they did on the last NXT that made it look like they could possibly give it to Indy.
Yeah, I don't see
I
that.
think Indy's.
I think Roxanne is near call-up time.
I think so too.
Indy needs to be called up. She does not fit in 2.0
I think
at all.
Gigi's almost called out. I'm pretty sure she's going to be called up probably to SmackDown.
They need a new crop of women. So
yeah, because the women's division in WWE has been very thin.
They've had the storyline going on NXT recently where some woman's been attacking the other women in the parking lot that they can never see. That's how Nikita Lyons was running off TV and blah blah blah. So it could be revealed in this match that Tiffany was behind it all or whatever. But and again, if Roxanne, they took her off TV for something. We don't know what it was specifically. It was a situation of some kind that she had to be written off TV for. Not the injury she had in the match, of course. But that was to get her off TV for something. So to get her back just with a belt on her kind of seems kind of productive. So I'm surprised Cora Jade's not in this because I thought she would be the next one to get it. But it is what it is.
See, I thought they wrote off Roxanne because they're going to be calling her up.
So they're
going to have her not lose the belt.
Right. That's what I thought too. But then you start reading the stories like, oh, something's up. So
why another ladder match? We've seen so many in the past couple months.
Well, who's in charge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sean had his one eye on the ladder and he had the other eye on the talent, but that's besides the point.
So.
But next up, and now we get to the only two singles matches on the whole show. Johnny Gargano, Grayson Waller, unsanctioned.
This is going to be great.
This is going to be great, but I say give it to Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
Give him
I say give it to Gargano, so at least it gives him the rub that, Grayson's been attacking them for all these months. He attacked Gargano while Candice and her kid were watching.
Waller's one of your next top stars.
Talented. Yeah. That's the other thing too. He is so good, but oh my god, I can't.
He's a heel.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, James, but I don't know. I really
sometimes, depending on how you're developing a story, sometimes you got to give the babyface the ultimate revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like we said with Finn and Edge.
They
Yeah.
could go. They could get away with putting Gargano over because, let's be honest here, Gargano is not getting over on Raw. They're trying their best, but he's not getting over.
Because Ciampa's out injured. Him being injured, that ruined everything.
Yep, that killed it. So,
But eventually, when
Gargano,
Ciampa does come back, please put DIY back together.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, so Gargano could definitely beat Waller here just to get that win because Gargano is going to go back to Raw. Waller's back on NXT, so he can just start going nuts on everybody.
And you said it was unsanctioned?
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
That's the out. That's the out. It's like you didn't really beat me because it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And now to the big one, NXT title match, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes. Give it to
Hayes.
Carmelo's
It's
time.
time
Carmelo.
for Braun to come up to Raw. or
Braun has been champion for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yep. It's Carmelo's time. He's hot right now. So he can definitely lead the
You can argue that both men could be called up because
Those are the two. Those two and Waller are the three next top guys.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they put a lot of time in this, so it's going to be their time after WrestleMania. So we're going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that does that. What else is happening around
That's
WrestleMania
it.
weekend?
That's it.
We got the Hall of Fame. We only
Hall
had
of Fame.
three
Oh, yeah.
names in the Hall of Fame. So
Currently,
far.
so far.
Yep.
Yeah, currently, so
Rey
far, you
Mysterio,
got
Pluto, Andy Kaufman. That's it.
That's
So we haven't
it.
gotten a woman yet. We haven't gotten a tag team. There was a rumor that we're going to be inducting a referee.
Yeah.
yeah, and I know the big one. I know the
the
big referee. Like I was discussing this with a couple of my racing buddies that are also wrestling fans too. They were saying it should be Earl Hebner. It's like no diss to Earl. He should go in at some point, but if you're going to induct a referee first, it should be Joey Morella.
Mike Chioda,
No, not Mike Chioda, not yet.
Joey Morella.
Little Nate.
Tim White should go in there
Little
too.
Nate.
No,
But for
Little
your first referee, it should be Joey Morella.
You could
Joey or
possibly do
Tim?
Tim White,
Yeah.
or is Tim White already inducted?
No, there's no referee in yet.
There's
No
no
referees
referee.
not inducted. This is a brand new
Okay.
thing. So
Now,
but
for the tag team, there's still the rumor they could put in the Fabulous Rougeos, which
Why?
not? Why not?
Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
still, it's like,
And also, at least the Rougeos
Scott,
were an over team and were
Scott,
champions.
it's a work.
I know it's a work, dude. Did you actually just say that to me? Are you actually telling me? Your fucking ass just said that. All right, get your fucking ass out of here. What the fuck do I start with these people trying to educate?
So now Scott gone off
I'm
on.
old, tired,
He's
I'm
gone
working
off
with
on
children.
me. He's gone off on James. He's gone off on Ricky. He's gone off on
Pew,
Buzz.
pew.
I'm sure he's gone off on Walter more than once.
Oh yes, I have.
So yeah, now the
Somebody's gonna
clip
clip
is
that.
complete.
Go ahead.
Scott goes after James.
You just fucking say it.
You entitled motherfucker tell me that it's all work? What the fuck, man?
These kids today.
I'm a little tired and I'm working with children.
Thank you.
Yeah. Also,
Wish
there's
I
the
had a muffin.
rumor
I have cranberry
and
bread.
Randy Orton's gonna come back either at WrestleMania or Monday
Night
Night
after.
Raw.
Right after.
Night after.
If
He
it
He
goes
congratulates
over,
he congratulates Cody and then RKO.
goes right into it. Yep.
Yeah.
There's so much story there to be told.
Yes, there is.
So
Oh God. Can you imagine? You have those two, and then Ted DiBiase Jr. comes out.
He'd be like the middleman. Like, who does he choose?
mhm.
Well, I mean, he has to stop ripping people off in Mississippi to
There
come
is that
in,
too.
but-
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they
but
gotta
that's
bring who was the Samoan kid? They had?
Manu,
Man,
Manu, yes.
Brian Sim Snuka,
Yes, yes.
not catch the Undertaker.
oh God.
Whoops.
Anyways, so I think
You
when
probably
we
like
get down
sorry.
that rabbit hole, that's where you know it's time to wrap up. But
Yeah.
Wait, no. We have not talked about AEW real quick.
who
Yeah,
cares?
there's a reason for that.
We
There's
talked
nothing
about
going on.
Punk. There you go. Anyways, moving on. We're done.
No.
FTR and Gun Club title versus career.
And also next week, we're getting for the IWGP US title, Kenny Omega versus Jeff Cobb.
Yeah.
Which Omega had a match with El Hilo del Vicino, however the hell you pronounce his name.
Vikingo. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a fine match. I mean,
It was okay.
freaking-
It was an okay match. Not gonna lie.
It was exactly what you thought it was going to be. It was a highlight reel. It was a fireworks display. There's nothing to go back to. Thank you very much. Give it away.
It was entertaining at least. And now, okay, so what are they doing with the BCC or the BBC, is what I like to call them?
BBC.
And what's with the whole elite thing? Because it seems like that there's tension between the elite, that the Bucks got taken out, and they're thinking that BCC take them out, and now Omega and Page are going at it because Don Callis. I don't know why you want to fight over Don Callis, because no one likes Don Callis, but I digress. It's just...
But I digest.
I don't know.
But anyways, so there you go.
So nobody knows.
Exactly. But anyways,
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.
I've snorted.
But anyway, so that's pretty much a good time to wrap up. So reminder that next week we'll be on Sunday afternoon on
Sunday.
doing a recap of Night 1 WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And then starting back on Saturdays on the 9th? Yeah, the 8th. The 8th of April.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Kvlt Game Night, which... Reminder to these two, Ricky and James, you need to get your Steam account set up so I can get you the fucking shit. Because I don't want to have to remind you guys on the day of the night to get your Steam accounts made so I can get you these games and you can download them and all that.
It would be a big benefit to do it ahead of time.
I can tell you.
Yeah, it would help if we got that done ahead of time, so there you go.
Yeah, I'll do that on this week, like a Monday.
Just do it after this. Just go to Steam.com and download it. That's it.
True.
It's free.
It's free. It's fine. Just download it. Make an account. And I'll add you.
I'll have to do it when
And
I
I'll
get
get you the
home tomorrow.
games. Same with you, James. Get you the games.
What?
It's like I was like this and this and this.
Mom?
But anyway,
Mom, Mommy,
So that's the upcoming shit on the way to the Shadow Kvlt. But before we go, it is plug time, starting down below with James.
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at We Are Pro Wrestling, where I'm finishing off my WrestleMania month this coming Friday with WrestleMania 14. So subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at WAPW_wrestling, and follow me on Instagram at WeAreProWrestling_YT.
Bosch.
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Bustle Up Basics, where I would do AEW Dynamite along with Raw and SmackDown reviews, alongside with wrestling reviews and predictions. I am also doing some metal reviews and retrospectives and album reviews, of course, of bands. I am still working on my Stardom retrospective. No album review for me this week, but I did listen to the latest single from Black Metal Legends, Immortal. And that album, so far, the singles they put out have been absolutely glorious. You can also find me on my dead Twitter account, aka capital B, capital A, Anal 86, where I do nothing on Twitter.
Ricardo?
Come on, I know you got more.
No, I don't.
Ricardo?
My voice
Richard
is almost dead.
Mario Lopez.
Armando! Ricardo!
My voice isn't up to stuff right now. I'm sorry.
Close enough. You can catch me on my dead Twitter, Hermaster18. You can catch me on my Instagram, @RockaraMarmerugad. Catch me on my YouTube channel, which I uploaded the latest episode of my controversial album series, where I tackle Unbursum's Asuke. That was a lot of fun. Stay tuned for next week's episode, where I'm going to be tackling Murdoch's Fuck Me Jesus EP. That's going to be fun. Catch me on Liba's channel doing those Shadow Kvlt and the Wrestling Podcast.
Scott.
All right, find me on my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Scott, doing all kinds of reactions. And lately, I've been having fun doing quizzes on there. I've been doing guest
those.
metal song quizzes.
Oh god, those quizzes fucking kicked my ass.
Yeah, tell me about it. Done some horror movie quizzes. A lot of fun on there. So there's been some new stuff on there I've been trying on the channel. Please check them out, along with my other metal reactions that I do too. So please check those out. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button on there too. Been hitting Twitch every single week. I'm changing up my schedule. Usually I've been doing Thursday nights. I think I'm going to go to Wednesday nights these days, because I did that this past week and I kind of liked it. So I think I'm going to go with Wednesdays for a while, doing jams on there or improvising or writing music or whatever. So stop in and hang out with me. I'm on Twitter a lot. My Twitter's not dead like all theirs. The old guy uses Twitter. So I'm on Twitter under
I use Twitter.
So he uses Twitter, yes. Instagram, it's Mr. Scott. TikTok, it's Mr. Scott. Just find me on all of those places. And you also find a link to my TeePublic merch store. Get yourself some cool stuff. Still have to get Levi a t-shirt. So yeah, there's that.
And finally, subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already, Thrash Maniac 99, where this morning I posted my review of the new Neoblivis Scars album, which, holy shit, that is a masterpiece of prog death metal from Australia. Crikey. And then tomorrow morning I'll have my review of the new Cruachan album, which I was pleasantly surprised by. Of course, Under the Radar is coming out on Tuesday. I'm also in the workings of my Mayhem album ranking that will come out at the end of next week. I still got a few albums to listen to, and then I'll be ready to record. Of course, follow me on Instagram at thrashmaniac_YT. And finally, follow and or subscribe to me on Twitch at thrashmaniac99, which, speaking of Twitch, when I'm raiding out, to those who are watching on Twitch, stick around on that stream because I will be joining them on Fortnite here in a little bit. So, just be on the lookout for that. But until next week, you people out there, you keep your horns high, but most importantly of all, you keep your dreams wet.
Carrot cake.
Bye!
Bitches.